Okay, so I'm back. I'm just showing you guys how I do my 5 Feedin Braids process. So right now I'm doing the small in-between braid that I do in between 2 big braids. So your section has to be fairly in between, like a medium size. Once you get into the process of doing it, you'll figure out what size is best for you. So all I'm doing is just braiding this braid all the way back. And then once I have it braided all the way back, I'm going to go ahead and create another section. And once I have that section created, then I go ahead and create another small braid after that section is finished. Okay, so once I'm finished with this braid, then I'm going to be showing you how it looks once I have all my braids finished, braided back, and all my sections parted out. Once I do that, I'm going to start braiding. So once I start braiding, these are 2 braids so far out of the 5. This is how they look. I make sure that my ends are the same size because I want to put the same amount of hair so that all the braids can be consistent at the ends, where one braid isn't bulkier than the other braid. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how I do the last braid. So I first start off with my jam, the shining jam, put it on both sides to make sure that the hair lays flat on both sides. So when I'm grabbing in pieces, once I'm braiding, it's not hard to get the pieces in. Once I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and just separate her baby hairs at the top that I'll be leaving out. And then get my edge control, my She's Bomb Collection edge control, and put it at the front before I start braiding. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is make my section of where I'm going to be starting off the braid. And I always use the client's hair. I never start off the braid with weave. So I try to use the least tension possible, or least tension method possible. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, I just start off with their hair because it's easier. And it just makes the braid look, I don't know, better. So once I start braiding down, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in pieces one by one. I'm not adding in the pieces right after one another because I don't want the braid to get bulky too fast. So I braid down probably like 3 to 4 times before I add in another piece of hair. Then once I get all the way down to like the back portion of the braid, you're going to see that's when I start becoming more consistent with the hair because I want it to get bigger faster. But in the front, I want it to have like a gradual building effect, not super bulky at the front and then super thin at the back. Like that don't look good. So yeah. So I'm just going to keep on adding in. Be sure to comb out their hair to blend it in with the weave before going on, because that's a very important step to make sure that everything blends before you continue to braid. So as you can see, I'm adding in hair and then getting another piece and add it in right after, before I even start braiding down. That's going to give it the more bulky effect in the back so that the end braid could be big. Okay, so I'm just continuing to add in the hair right after one another, making sure that I comb out some to blend in her natural hair with it, and then continuing. And now I'm going to be starting my plaiting or finishing process when I plait down the hair. So you want to make sure that even with her ends, everything is blended properly, because you don't want her hair to be seeping through, because when you dip it in hot water, you don't want her natural hair to curl up and be seeping through the braids. So I like to make sure I comb out everything before I start braiding down all the way. Okay, so once I'm done plaiting down, this next step is real important, because this step is gonna help the braids when they get old, like not to have a hook effect in the back. I like to sew my braids together. And this really helps with keeping like your neck portion where the braids lay out on your neck flat and not bulk up. And I don't know, it just makes the braids look better in my opinion, because they're closer together and they don't have like that huge gap in the back of your head. And it's like sometimes you want to wear your hair like all the way back, but it's like they're so spacey and not close together, so it looks kind of funny. So to avoid all that, I just sew the braids together, and it seems to be working out fine to me. So yeah, you just want to go ahead and sew each braid together. And what I do is I put the needle through, and then I put it through the braid. I put it through the braid twice, just to make sure that it's close, and even if like the thread pops or whatever, they don't start unraveling, because it's sewn through the braid twice. And I just like to make sure that everything is laying properly. And once I'm done sewing up the braids, which I'll be finishing up right now, I cut off the thread, but I don't cut it super close. I cut it to where I can also tie the thread before I cut it again with the closer cut, to make sure that the thread doesn't unravel, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so once I'm done with that, you already know I gotta start my finishing steps. So first things first, I spray my spritz. I already done laid her edges. If you guys want me to show you how I lay my edges, leave a comment down below or thumbs up this video, and then I will be showing you how I do my edges process. Next thing I do is put on that mousse. Yes, I have the spritz cap in my mouth because I hate losing my caps. I hate my bottles to not have caps on them. So yes, I hold this one in my mouth because it always wants to just leave. Then I take my Got to Be Glue freeze basting spray her hair, and then I do my spritz again. Now with hers, because she has relaxed hair, I put a neck strip on her edges to make sure that they dry and lay properly. And then I take my do-rag and put my do-rag on. And y'all know that do-rag gotta be tight. And I just make sure that my do-rag is super snug on her head so I can see the braids through it. Once you can see the braids through it, then you good. Then I take my blow dryer on high heat. Make sure I blow dry her hair completely to lay down any flyaways, any straggly hairs that may have got away, and just to make sure that the braids look smoother and have a neater finish. Once I have all that done, I'm going to be taking off the do-rag, taking off the neck strips, and dipping her ends in hot water. And then I'll have my finished product. And I'm going to show you guys how that looks. Okay, y'all, so this is the finishing product after I dipped her ends and closed out with my finishing process. The glares from my light, but those edges is on point though. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the post notification bell so you can be notified every time I make a new post. Comment down below what styles you want to see me do next. And thumbs up this video. Thank you guys for watching.